Well, we're a dual screen printing and design company. So we split the chore of doing design work, doing drawing, developing concepts for clients. We do obviously print t-shirts and other assorted merchandise. But where the name comes from specifically is actually an obscure reference from Home Alone. There's a movie, if anyone recalls, that he's not supposed to watch, the black and white gangster movie, and the name derives from those two gangsters that kind of meet their untimely end. Pretty much 3 years ago to the month, I decided I wanted to learn how to screen print, and just on a whim, and I trying to get away from doing more corporate work. And as it was, through this confluence of events, I got hooked up with Hannah as a kind of one-on-one teaching. And we're sitting there working together, and she's like, you know, I can kind of tolerate being around you. And I'm like, yeah, I don't mind working with you either. And what do you think about coming in on this design with me? And next thing I know, literally within a week or two, we're doing t-shirts for a store, and that went from one design to 3 to a line. And we're like, I think we should start a company. The designs definitely start between the two of us. So we have, one of us has a general idea or a piece of interest or a song lyric that's inspired us, and we typically will go to eat pizza because they have paper tablecloths, and we sit down and we'll just hash out ideas, 2 dozen, 3 dozen at a time in thumbnail form. And once we have something that we think is concrete, we'll get a better sketch together, and then it's off for me to take it to the computer and kind of clean it up and get it where we want it. And then I bring it to her, print it out, we set it to a transfer to a screen, and then I leave the dirty work to her.
The screens are essentially stencils. So there are areas of open mesh and areas of closed mesh, and the open mesh is obviously where your design is going to be. So by taking a squeegee and ink, you can push the ink through the open mesh where your design is, and it'll adhere to your apparel. I know it sounds boring to everyone else, but I love mindless, repetitive tasks because I have really bad anxiety, so it's something that'll let me calm down and just not think. So if I have a pile of 100 t-shirts and I'm just whipping through them and it's quiet, I have music on and there's no one around, that is my favorite time. The fact that it is just 2 of us, from making the tags on the shirts to drawing all of our silly signs and printing and drawing and hand lettering, it's 2 of us. There's no middleman, there's no big company, there's nowhere we're sending it off to and getting it back. We're making the screens, we're doing all of the dirty work, and in turn, afterwards, we're actually selling it.
You have to fight the urge to run up to somebody and be like, hey, I worked on that, or I did that shirt. There was one particular instance where I saw a young woman in Lowe's, and she's wearing one of our shirts, and it was right at the height of Indians in the playoffs, and I wanted to run up and be like, that's awesome, we did that right. And I had texting her, and she's like, please don't ever do that.
We do Cleveland themed apparel, but it's definitely important for us to kind of take it to the next level and make it different and make it unique and make it look like our brand, not like any other Cleveland company brand. The 2 that are by you are probably our 2 favorites.